So next I am rolling out the wider end of my little clay form with the PVC rolling pin. This is going to be the actual side that attaches to my sphere. Kind of looks like a little paddle. And make sure that I keep flipping it over till I get the desired thinness that I want. Obviously, this will look different for everyone, right? Your shape is going to depend on what your design is. I just wanted to give you an idea of how I added a piece that was kind of heavier because this one is going to need to stand tall, and so I want to show you what that looks like to make it kind of work out. So now I'm ready to attach my piece to my ball. So I'm just going to get my ball out, and it's nice and moisturized still. And I am going to go ahead and score and slip the two pieces together. Really smoothing it out, keeping it moisturized. Planning where I want to put it first before I start scoring and slipping to get an idea of what it'll look like and how I want it to look. Alrighty, so now I grab my scoring tool, clean it up, and I am going to go ahead and score away at the sphere in the area that I want to stick my form. You always got to score and slip. If your slips dried out from last time, just go ahead and moisturize it again and just make a little bit more slip. I had to do that with mine. All right, now I am scoring my piece as well, my little attachment. I'm getting it really well. See how I'm going in different directions? You always want to really rough it up. All the way around. Okay, so now that's nice and scored. I'm going to grab some of my slip and just pat it on there. I don't want to smooth it on there because then I could smooth out my scores. Also add some slip to my piece, both spaces. Cleaning up my dirty hands so I can grab my piece. All right. Now I am going to gently attach it. Make sure that I'm getting it in the right spot and mold it around. You may not have a piece as big as mine to where you need to have this big base that I'm attaching to the whole side of the sphere. Your pieces may be small enough to where you can just score and slip them to the top edge, which is fine. I just wanted to show what it looks like to maybe get a piece on there that's nice and heavy and the kind of support that it would need to stay on there. So see now how I'm smoothing out my edges and blending them together because that's going to add to the amount of support I get as well. Always using my other hand to hold that top part. If you have individual questions about forms that you're adding, please ask because I know that this will vary for everyone. Now I have this little wobbly piece, and if you have anything like this, use some plastic or some balled up newspaper to support it. So see how I'm just sticking that plastic bag in there, and now it's holding up my form. So now I can go back in and kind of continue to smooth it out and work on it and get it to stick really nicely. I'm going to also trim away at a little bit too much excess at the bottom. And you may also notice your bowl, the edge of it pressing into your clay sphere, it may give you a little seam, but you can smooth that out later. So I'm just going to keep working that until I attach my form. And you'll do this as many times as you need until you get your desired design. Also, don't forget that when you're done, maybe give it a nice spritz. Wrap it up in plastic and make sure that you are visiting it every once in a while. For this piece, we're actually going to want to wait a little bit before we pop the ball because it needs to get a little bit harder so it doesn't collapse on itself. But yeah, that is how you will do your first stage of creating your abstract spheres.